International Protest. June 16, 2020 by Anna von Reitz. This shall serve as properly witnessed and published notice and performance of international protest issued and delivered to both agents and principals of the offending parties, and shall also serve as due process and warning to all countries, nations, and principalities of the world infringing upon our good names and seeking to impersonate us. The United States of America is an unincorporated federation of sovereign states and individuals having its genesis in the prehistory of this country and most recently being invoked to serve as the name of our international jurisdiction government in September of 1776. There was and is no entity called the United States of America created in 1781 and doing business in that name at that time or at any time since. The only entity doing business in any name associated with us which was created as of March 1, 1781, was a confederation of business entities operated by our member states as states of states and doing business as the States of America. This entity, the States of America created in 1781, and otherwise known simply as the Republic or the Federal Republic, was incapacitated in 1860 and has been awaiting reconstruction by our States of the Union ever since. As no other parties have any interest in our good names, our States of the Union, or such aforesaid and described state-of-state business entities, we fail to see why an endless stream of foreigners have seen fit to act in various capacities as U.S. citizens and as citizens of the United States to create incorporated entities in our names and try to use these as means to attach our assets via false impersonation. The Scottish Government has been repeatedly guilty of these activities infringing upon our good names and property interests via constructive fraud, and likewise the territorial state of Delaware and the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico and the Mariana Islands and the Government of Canada and the Reign of the Heavens Society and numerous other parties lacking good sense and honor have infringed upon our copyrights and trademarks. These foreign citizens and incorporated entities have proposed to represent us without our knowledge or permission, and have deliberately sought to promote confusion and to profit themselves at our expense by impersonating us and trafficking our assets in our names and unlawfully converting our property interests for us. So, let this stand upon the public record of all nations, and let it be known that such evil and duplicitous things have been done in our names without our sanction and without authority to act for us. We do not recognize nor approve of these foreign organizations and their activities creating corporations in our names, including all foreign entities registered as doing business as the United States of America or United States, and we specifically denounce the misuse and abuse of our trademarks and names by the Reign of the Heavens theocracy, which has a long history of plagiarism and fraud attempting to do business as the United States of America, Inc., and the similar misuse and abuses practiced upon us by the Scottish Government attempting to do business as the United States of America, Inc., and also the abuses of the territorial state of Delaware, which has allowed the improper use and infringement of our names to create incorporated entities including but not limited to the United States, Inc., and the USA, Inc., and the United States of America, Inc., and numerous other examples. We have to date discovered more than 350 would-be international interlopers all doing business under some variation of our name, including deceptive variants such as the United States of North America. None of these incorporated impostors are to be confused with or taken to represent our unincorporated international government, nor are they to be mistaken as representing us in any agency or capacity. The United States of America unincorporated is the naked owner, issuer, and holder in due course of its name, patents, trademarks, and treaties. The United States unincorporated is similarly the naked owner, issuer, and holder in due course of its name, patents, trademarks, and treaties. All and any incorporated entities pretending to do business in our names, operating under foreign charters, or operated by foreign citizens including territorial U.S. citizens and municipal citizens of the United States are to be recognized as persons engaged in willful constructive fraud against this country and this nation, and practicing equally willful infringement against our copyrights, trademarks, patents, treaties, and commercial service contracts so as to promote constructive fraud. Let it stand plainly on the public record of this international protest that we are present and presenting ourselves. Our state assemblies are assembled and our states are populated. We are not in any interregnum as the result of the failure of the Federal Republic, which was never anything more than a subcontractor doing business under our delegated powers and acting in our name. Our unincorporated member states of the Union are the only principals competent and enabled to reconstruct the Federal Republic and the Confederate States of States both North and South that comprised its functional components under the Articles of Confederation. All powers of the national soil jurisdiction in this country are vested in our unincorporated union of states doing business as the United States and also as the United States, without reference to or contract with any foreign incorporated entity doing business under this name or any similar style or permutation or abbreviation or variation of it. Similarly, all mutual powers of the states of the Union in international and global jurisdictions are vested in our unincorporated Federation of States, the United States of America, without reference to or contract with any foreign incorporated entity doing business under this name or any similar style or permutation or abbreviation or variation of it. There is in truth and in fact only the following established American government present and standing upon these shores, and all would be interlopers proposing an invalid interest, agency, assumption of contract, or delegated right to do business of any kind in our names has done so at their own risk and under their own liability. Let it be firmly and unequivocally stated upon the international public record and known throughout all the nations that we have no contracts with any incorporated service providers. Our treaties and contracts are all with principals that are actual unincorporated and sovereign entities, who are responsible in turn for their actions and the actions of any subcontractors that they engage in pursuit of the performance of their duties. The United States of America functioned for nearly five years as the assign and naked owner of the mutual powers in the international and global jurisdictions owed to the states of the Union and has no obligation, restriction, or other impediment to functioning in this capacity again, when faced with the incompetence of subcontractors entered into bankruptcy. It has pleased the other principals, the Holy See, the British monarch, and the Lord Mayor of London, to see their incorporations acting as substitute subcontractors bankrupted for cause, rather than to pay the debts of these franchises. It similarly pleases us to stand apart as civilian third parties who have been defrauded and dis-served and as principals owed good faith and service from the other principals involved, and we clearly say upon the public record of all countries and nations, that we are not responsible for the debts and claims of subcontractors of our subcontractors, much less their third layer of subcontracting agencies that have no contract with us. All these duplicitous and improper evasions of contractual service obligations owed to the American states and people are in the nature of breach of trust and neglect of duty on the part of the foreign principals and are not based on any action, knowing acceptance, or fully disclosed agreement on the part of the United States of America. Links to Anna's articles and resources can be found in the video description box. Thank you for subscribing, liking and sharing.